Welcome to the Auditor Estate Uniform Accounting Network screencast for creating and posting withholding payments in UAN. In this screencast, we will cover how to add, edit, and post-print withholding. To navigate to the withholding payment screen, select the Payroll module, the Transactions menu option, and then the Withholding Payments function. The Withholding Payments area will open to the right. The actions available in this area are Add, Edit, Delete, Display, and Post-Print. The Close button closes the Withholding Payments area. To begin from the Withholding Payments area, click the Add button. The following withholding types are available: warrant withholding payment, used to print withholding warrants; manual withholding payment, used to enter the information from handwritten withholding warrants. When manual warrant payments are added, they are automatically posted in the system, so no warrant or voucher is printed. And electronic withholding payments, used to print vouchers for withholding payments not entailing a warrant, such as online payments. The UAN software does not originate electronic withholding payments, but this payment type can be used to enter the information from such payments already made using electronic or online payment services. The state retirement function is used to generate the withholding payments for OPRs and OP and FPF. The regular function is used to generate the withholding payments for all other withholdings. In this screencast, we will do one regular withholding payment and one state retirement withholding payment. Also, keep in mind when a withholding payment, warrant, or electronic is added, it is assigned a batch number. If it is withholding with an employer's share of contributions, the employer's share appropriations are encumbered. While in batch, the withholding payment information can be edited, deleted, or displayed. When the withholding payment is ready to be printed, it must be selected and processed under the post-print function. If you wish to only add withholdings in the current session without posting or printing them, the withholdings will be held in batch, and employer's share encumbrances will be reserved until they are deleted or posted. In our first example, we're going to click the regular electronic option. The Add Withholding Payment screen will open, displaying 3 sections, 4 tabs, and 3 buttons. They are the Payment section, the Payee section, the Wage Post Date Range section, the Wages tab, the Employee Accounts tab, the Employer Accounts tab, the Additional tab, the Payment History button, the Save button, and the Close button. Required fields are in green, optional fields are white, and read-only fields are the same color as the background. To complete the payment section, the type, number, and total fields are read-only. If the type field is incorrect, close the withholding payment screen and add the withholding payment again with the correct type. Select the post date from the calendar drop-down menu, or you can just type in the date. So I'll just select it from our calendar drop-down. To complete the payee section, choose the payee from the payee drop-down, or begin to type the payee into the payee field to view the payee options. If the payee you wish to pay isn't available to choose, then make sure you have unpaid withholdings for that payee. Also, review the payees and general maintenance vendor payees to make sure the payee is active and available in payroll withholdings. So if we select the drop-down, we're going to choose Internal Revenue Service. As mentioned before, I can just start to type in Internal Revenue Service and you see it's available there as well. If the payee has multiple locations, select the correct location from the location drop-down. Also, if you wish to view the payment history for the payee, click the Payment History button. Completing the Wage Post Date Range section. Choose the month, quarter, or year to pull in the wages with the withholdings you wish to pay. You may also choose a selected period. Remember, regular withholdings such as the IRS withholding payment are based on wage post date, not when the wages were earned. For example, if wages were posted on 8/23/2013 and had a pay period date of 7/29/2013 to 8/4/2013, those wages will be pulled into the August withholding payment to the IRS, not July. The pay period dates in which the wages were earned are irrelevant. Also, there is no issue on your quarterly 941 payment if the wages were earned in the second quarter but were posted in the third quarter. For example, if you had wages that were earned in the pay period 6/1 to 6/30 but were paid on the post date of 7/1/2013, then those wages would pull into the July IRS withholding payment and the third quarter 941. Again, the pay period date and quarter in which the wages were earned is irrelevant. Completing the Wages tab. Check the checkboxes next to the employee wages that need pulled into the withholding payment. You can check the checkboxes individually, or you can select the Select All checkbox to select all wages. Notice that when the wages are checked, the Read Only Withholdings field and Total field will display the amount of the withholding payment. If you want to view the employee and employer accounts that will be charged on the withholding payment, click the Employee and Employer Accounts tabs. Here are the employee accounts, and here are the employer accounts. If you want to enter a purpose for the withholding payment, click the Additional tab and enter a purpose in the Purpose field. You can also review your work on the Additional tab by viewing the Summary field, and if everything is accurate, you can click the Save button. Everything looks accurate, and we'll click Save. UAM will display a confirmation in the lower left corner of the screen with the voucher and/or warrant number it is saved and the total amount of the withholding payment. Repeat these procedures as needed to pay other withholdings by selecting the next payee from the Payee drop-down. Click the Close button when you are finished adding withholdings. Posting and printing withholding payments. To begin, check the box for the withholding payment that you want to post, and then click the Post Print button. UAM will display a system message asking if you want to post the selected item. Click OK to post, or Cancel to not post the payment. We'll click OK. UAM will display the Print Options screen that will specify the number and type of items to be printed. Load the warrant number specified if you're printing a warrant, or load plain paper in the printer if you are printing a voucher. Do not print vouchers on a warrant. Click the Print button. UAM will display a system message asking if the items printed successfully. If the items printed successfully, select Yes. If they did not print successfully, click No, and UAM will guide you to the Payroll Payment Utility, where warrants can be reissued or vouchers can be reprinted. For more information on the Payroll Payment Utility, see the Payroll Manual. I'm going to say that everything printed successfully. Now that we've successfully added and posted a regular withholding voucher, we'll show you an example of a state retirement withholding where a rounding error has occurred. To begin from the Withholding Payments area, click the Add button, choose State Retirement Electronic. Enter the post date in the required post date drop-down. We'll just select today. Next, choose the payee from the required payee drop-down. We're going to choose OPRS. Next, select the wages that need pulled into the withholding payment on the Wages tab. In our situation, we have a rounding error that has occurred, where UAN has calculated an amount owed that is different from what OPRS has calculated. Click the blue question mark for an explanation on rounding issues and what can be done to correct the issue in UAN. OPRS and OP and FPF payments may require rounding adjustments as a consequence of the order that employer shares are rounded. After you submit a contributions report, if the agency calculates a slightly different amount than the UAN withholding payment total, Adjust one or more of the employer account rows on the Payment Employer Accounts tab to match the agency calculated total. For example, if 10 OPERS government employees are each paid $99.95, UAM must charge the 14% employer share on each wage. And then we give a description of the math. The total of all calculated employer share charges is then $139.90. But OPERS calculates the employer share on the total wages as $139.93. The OPERS payment for these wages would then require an extra 3-cent adjustment to account for this employer rounding variance. We'll click OK, and then we'll go to our Employer Accounts tab. You'll need to know which account you need to adjust, and then we'll click in the adjustment column for the account that needs adjusted. It'll light up in blue, allowing for edits. Next, enter in the amount of the adjustment. If it's a positive adjustment, just type in the number of cents. However, if it's a negative adjustment, you will need a minus sign in front of the number of cents. Verify the adjusted amount in the read-only withholdings and total fields when you're complete. So I'm going to enter in a negative adjustment of 3 cents. You can hit the Tab key to see our revised amount in the Revise column. You can also verify the adjusted amount in the Read-Only Total field. Remember, the Adjust tab should only be used for rounding errors. If it's more than a few cents difference, then there is usually another issue, and the Unpaid Withholding Clear utility will be used. For more information on the Unpaid Withholding Clear utility, see the Payroll Manual or contact UAN support. Click the Additional tab and review the Summary section. If everything is accurate, click Save. UAM will display a confirmation in the lower left corner of the screen with the voucher and/or warrant number it is saved and the total amount of the withholding payment. Repeat these procedures as needed to pay other withholdings by selecting the next payee from the Payee dropdown. So if we needed to add another withholding, which would be OP and FPF, you could just keep adding withholdings until you were finished. However, we're finished, and we're going to click the Close button. When you click Close, the withholding payment that was added will be in batch, and it's ready for posting. Please view the Posting Printing section of this screencast if you want a review on how to post-print withholding payments. The key points you will want to remember for processing withholding payments are: Number 1. The state retirement function is used to generate withholding payments for OPERS and OP and FPF. The regular function is used to generate the withholding payments for all other withholdings. Number 2. Warrants are used to print withholding checks. Manual payments are used to enter withholding payments that were handwritten outside of the system. And electronic payments are used to print vouchers for online payments. Number 3. Wages for withholding payments, such as the IRS, will be pulled in the payment based off of the wage post date. Pay period dates are irrelevant. Wages for state retirement withholdings, such as OPERS, will be pulled in the payment based off of the pay period date the wages were earned. Wage post dates are irrelevant. Number 4. There is no issue on the quarterly 941 if wages with a post date in a subsequent quarter were earned in the current quarter. For example, if wages were earned in June with pay period dates 6/1/2013 to 6/30/2013, but had the wage post date in July on 7/3/2013, the wages would pull into the third quarter 941. The fact that the wages were earned in the second quarter is irrelevant. Number 5. Adjustments to withholding payments should only be made for rounding errors. If the discrepancy in the calculated amount in UAN and the calculated amount from the withholding agency is more than a few cents, then you need to use the Unpaid Withholding Clear utility. See the Payroll Manual or contact UAN support for more information on clearing unpaid withholdings from payroll and cutting the check out of accounting. Thank Thank you for using this screencast on adding withholding payments in UAN. For further information, you may contact the UAN support line at 800-833-8261 or by email at uan_support@auditor.state.oh.us.